I invite you to join me for a 12-mile fall hike in Connecticut's Meshomasic State Forest. After a quick stop in Colchester to pick up a sandwich for lunch, I was soon on a well-maintained forest road that led to the trailhead. This is my second video on the Shenipsit Trail. The first video covered the first 4 miles of the trail from its beginning in East Hampton. The highlights of that section included the spectacular views from Great Hill and Carbrook Falls. If you're interested in viewing that video, I'll put a link above and a link to my Shenipsit playlist at the end of this video. Today's plan is to hike a 12-mile loop and about 1,400 feet of elevation gain through Meshomasic State Forest here in Connecticut. We'll cover portions of the Shenipsit Trail. Highlights of today's route include ascent of Bald Hill, where we'll see fire tower remains, Pine Swamp, Delraves Marsh, and if all goes well, we'll finish it up with an ascent of Mount Meshomasic. The first part of our hike has been over about a 1.5 mile stretch of old woods roads. The route we're taking today is unmarked, as are many of the trails here in the forest. So I recommend bringing an application like All Trails or some other one to follow your journey and make sure you don't get lost. If you're interested in seeing where I actually hiked today, or any other of my hikes, you'll find a link in the description below for my All Trails recordings. Well, we've reached our first objective, summit of North Bald Hill, and the fire tower remains. These 4 footings here once formed the base of a Civilian Conservation Corps tower that was built on top of the summit here, which was called Bald Range. I think the trees have grown in since then, but it would have been a commanding view of the area. In fact, we're going to be hiking down this hill, but down below us is the Pine Swamp area. I'm recording this video on November 11th, 2021, and today is Veterans Day. So I'd like to take a moment to thank all of those of you who are currently serving our country and those who have served our country. And I'm especially proud of my daughter, a lieutenant in the United States Coast Guard, who's stationed in Guam, USA. And about 2 miles into the hike, we've just joined the Shenipsit Trail, and we're just about at the south end of Pine Swamp, and now we're going to be hiking along Pine Swamp heading north on the Shenipsit Trail. Unfortunately, what we're looking at here is damage caused by illegal motorized vehicles. I encountered this group later on, but it illustrates my point. Pine Swamp has been on our left most of the way since we got down from Bald Hill, and the fire tower remains, but it's a little bit elusive. It's hard to see from the trail, and there aren't really any, I haven't seen any spur trails to go off and check it out. We're over 6 miles into our hike, and this is about the first stone wall I can recall seeing here. And in New England, they're pretty much everywhere. At this point, the trail is in between two rock walls, which tells me that this was probably some kind of a cart path or an old road. Right now we're running parallel to Route 2, which is on our right. It's far enough away that I'm not hearing it yet. After departing Route 2, I headed west on the unimproved portion of Dickinson Road, where I found a culvert to sit on and enjoy my lunch. Eventually, Dickinson Road improves and becomes a paved road. The Shenipsit Trail follows it north to Mott Hill Road as part of a 3-mile road walk that bypasses a dangerous and illegal crossing of the highway. We were walking on Del Reeves Road here, and it reminds me an awful lot of Patchogue State Forest in terms of the road construction itself and the signage. In the 1950s, the Department of Defense set up a Nike Hercules missile defense site in Meshomasic State Forest, and during that time frame they modernized many of the roads to gain access to this facility that they put in over here. So a lot of the road improvements that you see here on this side of the park were done by the Department of Defense. We're staying on the dike at the east end of the Del Reeves Marsh. It's about 2:45 now. Sun's getting low. Probably a little behind schedule. I'm gonna try to pick it up so I can get to the summit of Meshomasic before sunset. I do have a headlight just in case. We've been walking in deciduous trees all day long here at Meshomasic State Forest. But as we approach the summit of Mount Meshomasic, off to my right, it's a grove of evergreens. I think this is only the second small batch I've seen all day long. Some beautiful trees here in the state forest. At 869 feet, we have reached the summit of Mount Meshomasic. As you can see, the summit here is a wooded summit. Meshomasic is a Native American term for many snakes. This mountain was probably named that way because there are a lot of snakes here. In fact, this area is home to timber rattler snakes, which is an endangered species in the state of Connecticut. Didn't see any today. It's probably a little bit too cold for them, but keep your head up if you're walking this forest in the summer. As you can see behind me, we made it just in time for sunset back to the car. 15 and a half miles for the day. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. That helps the channel grow. Thanks again for joining me today. I'll see you out here in the next one.